Hey, howdy, everybody. I am joining you guys from Durham, North Carolina today. So that is downtown Durham in the background at the WeWork building. Excited to take my show on the road, as they say. So my name is Michael Thomas. I'm the CEO and founder of amshot. We're an MSP in the Oklahoma City market, member of Troop here, and really a pioneer in the AI space as far as MSPs go. We've been using it for over a year internally, from ChatGPT to Claude and Copilot. And we're really strengthening our relationship with Microsoft right now with Pax8, one of our other vendors. And so just completed my first Microsoft certificate platform in the AI front. So really excited to bring that to our clients, potential clients, and the community at large through our webinar series and other things. Today I'm joined by Chris Jones, who's our lead professional services engineer. So he's doing projects for our clients, including AI related ones. He's become a real big fan of the Copilot scheduled prompts as well as Copilot Co-Work. So Chris, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know this is your first webinar. Welcome to the AI edition.
Thank you. Happy to be here. I'm Chris Jones. I started at amshot on the help desk and worked my way up to be on the engineering team. I've been at amshot, I think it's a week, and I'll be here 10 years.
Wow. Time flies when you're having fun.
It does. It does. It definitely doesn't seem like 10 years. A lot of awesome customers and team members and people that I've actually become friends with. So I love it.
All right. So thank you for sharing that with us. So what we already know and our goal for today is we're going to review the Copilot 101, Apps 101, two of our previous Copilot webinars. So Copilot can answer questions, summarize content. It's really great. And it can help inside of the Microsoft 365 apps. It's built in if you have a license. It's right there in the bottom right. Cowork is about delegating work. It can turn an outcome into a plan, work across context. It's really exciting. And so we have some videos so we can show you what it actually looks like. So we do have some short recorded demos. Like I said, we've already done Copilot 101. We did Copilot and Apps 101. This is Cowork 101. So a reminder from Copilot Chat. A great way to search. It's a great way to draft a document, draft a PowerPoint. But you do need to verify, right? You do need to verify any of those outputs. It's all about who you are, what you want, and all the context. The more context you can give Copilot, the better it's going to do. And we're going to talk a little bit about that at the end. And then don't forget to tell Copilot some of the constraints. Hey, don't do this. Limit yourself to this. Limit this time window, whatever that is. And I want it in this format for this type of audience. The Copilot in the apps, it's built into Outlook, Teams, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. It's pretty limited right now. It's going to get more exciting when custom agents are able to be selected in those. But for right now, it's a pretty generic way to build a work in Excel, modify an existing document. The Teams piece is the most exciting for us because you can actually chat with multiple people in your team. So if you have a Copilot enabled, you can be in a Copilot enabled chat with your team, ask at Copilot a question or at an agent that you've built in Copilot, and it will respond and your whole team can see the answer. And then they can put in more context. So it's a multi-threaded chat in Copilot. So really, Cowork changes the posture of what Copilot is all about. It's a way for you to orchestrate between multiple things. So it will check in different places, look at different things, and execute work. So a structured prompt, it might take Cowork 30 minutes to execute and deliver what you wanted. And so you really, intense work is important. It does cost money. And so it does take tokens, whereas the Copilot Chat, you really have unlimited of that. Copilot Co-Work, it's going to start consuming tokens. So this work that you're asking it to do has an actual cost associated with it. So here you can see Copilot Chat versus Co-Work, quick brainstorming, researching, report support. You ask, Copilot responds. Copilot Co-Work is multi-step tasks, working across different apps, different files, looking through your emails, looking for follow-up actions that you might have missed, doing recurring work, and it can generate deliverables that you review. So you delegate Copilot, Cowork works. Just think about it. If you want to have a quick chat with a coworker, that's one thing. But if you want to give a coworker a project or a complex task to accomplish, you need a lot more context there. Same is true with Cowork. So the loop is tell Copilot what finished work should look like. It'll break the work into steps and ask for clarification if needed. To watch those actions. So we're going to watch in 2x speed some of these and then use the result. So this is our first demo. And so Chris recorded these demos for us. So we'll let him talk as they're happening. So this one, you go ahead.
So the first demo, I wanted to show Microsoft has already has some pre-built prompts for you. You can go through the sidebar, check them out. I've used several of these. They are very good. They some of the guesswork out of us having to write the prompt, but I'll use the organize my inbox, for example.
And so you can see up here in your Copilot Co-Work, this is the toggle that you need to switch over. So chat via Co-Work. And your experience may look a little different, but that's what you're looking for. Toggling over to the Co-Work brings up this different prompt area. So I'll resume the video.
So is this the second video, Michael?
No, it's the same one. So Chris clicked that organize my inbox. It pre-populated the prompt for him. And now we can just watch it think and execute. And so this is in 2x speed.
So this one is, it says I have an upcoming meeting for Microsoft Co-Work webinar. And so what I was wanting this one to do is to help me prepare for this meeting. Go in, help me schedule a meeting with Michael, get the content I need, and then ask it, does it need anything for me? And what it did for me is it checks my email, my calendar, my Teams meetings, and what it produces is it says, hey, you already have a meeting scheduled with Michael for this. And today, would you like to use this meeting instead of scheduling another one? And so as it goes along, it even gives me a document. And each of these steps where you see the thought process, you can click into those. I did it on another video, and it will tell you what it's doing at that time. But it comes back and says, hey, you already have a meeting with Michael, and it gives you 4 options. Would you like to schedule another one? Would you like to keep this? And I think there's one other option. And then the last one is other custom action you would like to take. So it's going to go through, it's need the prep. It's telling me what I need. And here is the prompt. It says, okay, how do you want to handle prep with Michael? Book a meeting at 8:30 or use the 11:30 group prep, which we already had scheduled. I knew that in advance, but I wanted to show it. So I go ahead and click it and hit submit. So it's not going to book the meeting. It comes down. Well, what it found is it says, hey, I can turn all of this into a 1-page talking point doc for you. And by the way, you forgot to accept the Zoom meeting that Michael sent you. And so I told him, please accept the Zoom meeting for me. I click the button and it does. Shows up on my calendar. There it is. I can send a message to, I emailed them, send it. And so that's just one of the steps that it goes through. It gives you detail about when it's scheduled, everything else. And then here I'm just telling it, hey, go ahead and create me a Word doc for me. So I think for me, that's a big difference with the difference between chat and Cowork is it's actively looking for things on its own that relate to this, like having the meeting already and having an invite that you didn't accept. Me going and looking for it and doing these things, whereas chat, it's going to give me the things I want. It may not go look and say you already have a meeting or you have an email already.
It really is like orchestrating things for you, and it has the ability to interact with your system. So I accidentally skipped over the inbox one, but it will move your emails around for you. It can move meetings for you. It can interact with your systems inside Microsoft 365 to start. And as you get more sophisticated and add other systems, add other capabilities, it can do more and more actual work. And really, this Copilot Co-Work is a agent that can do things for you, work in your systems for you.
And on that left and on that right side, if you see skills and plugins, you'll see what it's using for the work it's using. Use deep research or
all right, so this is another one, and this is a more sophisticated video that Chris created. It's a multi-step task. So it's asking it to do several things for him. And so go ahead and talk about what you're going through.
So as I said, hey, I'm going to create a Teams training for a client. And here is what I need. I need an hour meeting between these people for this week. I need a follow-up Teams meeting for 30 minutes with the same people. I need agendas for both. I want you to go out and find my PowerPoint for our Teams training, reference it, create me 2 documents that users can follow along with. One, a worksheet, and then another just like a PowerPoint guide of what we're going to cover. I also would like you to create me 2 email drafts, one with the 2 documents that I can resend in case they lose them. I like a follow up, hey, this is what we did in our training. And then I want you to also draft me an email that will just as a thank you. So as you can see on the right side, it shows you the steps it's going to take. Find Teams material, scheduling training meetings, create quick reference guide handouts. Now there is some interaction, but here's the thing that's really convenient with Cowork. Once you create the tasks on the side, and every should be a new task. You always, if you're going to give it a new prompt, you want a new task. It'll name it. You go back to Copilot. It's still running in the background. It doesn't stop. And so I can go do some other work and I get a pop-up on my screen when I'll get an alert saying, hey, Copilot needs your action. So I don't have to sit and watch it the entire time. I can go do something else. All this work that I'm doing in real time, I believe it took me 11 minutes to create all the things I said. So here's my first prompt.
And you can see the pop-up was up in the top left of the recording as well. So thanks for sharing us that.
So here's my calendar. It's going to say, hey, I can either schedule this or pick a custom time. There's the people. Here's your agenda. And I send it. Automatically send, bye, done. And so next it's still following up and creating more. I'm going and doing other work, just waiting for it. Here's the next one. August 5th, Wednesday. This is our follow-up. Here's your agenda. Do you want to send it? Go send. Read through it, review. I will say, to be honest, as an engineer, the things I do are usually installs, research. If I have to go write schedule meetings, all of the documentation, the follow-up emails and everything else, without AI, it would probably take me a couple hours because I don't do that on the normal, maybe even more. So 11 minutes
and maybe even never.
That may be true. And so even though the difference is in here, at first I would get to the point where I'm like, is it done? Is it still thinking? Well, if you look over on the right side, you can see that it's still on step 3 or step 4 and it's still circling. But here is a tip, everyone. If you're watching it and you see it doing something wrong, you can chat with it while it's working and say, hey, please don't reference that document. That's not the right one. I need to change this. It in real time without having to in the chat is stop, redo it, and then have it submit again. You're talking to this so I don't have to stop the prompt or anything else. I just start talking real time and it adjusts in real time. Okay, I won't use that document. I'll continue on. And so right now it's just creating the quick reference guides. And as you can see, it automatically saves these into your OneDrive. You can open them right here. You can go to your OneDrive. Very good that I actually used. And now I'm just waiting for it to draft the follow-up emails. Now, when I say drafts, these are not drafts that you copy out of Cowork. They actually get put in your draft folder in Outlook, an actual email that gets saved in there. And it'll ask you, let's say you don't even want to do that. Let's say you keep this chat open and you have your team's training, you can come back later and it will send that draft for you.
So cool. So any questions so far? If you have any questions, just go ahead and ask them in the chat. Janelle will pop in and what they are. This video's probably got another maybe 30 seconds on it. So keep talking, Chris.
Yeah, sorry. A lot of questions from people. It's like, well, I want to prompt. A tip for me is I open chat, I tell it, hey, I want to create a prompt for Cowork. I'm not sure what I need. Can you help me write this? I'll let Copilot write the prompt. I'll just use my normal language, take the prompt from there, paste it into Cowork, and I get pretty good results out of it. So both emails were saved. There is all the information. The drafts are there, went fine, saved. A lot of work. It's a little more productive for amshot, which is always a plus. So
that's super great. So Ian had a question. So the question is, how does it know who to send the emails to? Those were details in the prompt at the beginning. So he had told Copilot who he was working with, or Cowork who he was working with on it, when the meetings, or who it needed to be in each meeting. And so it automatically associated that name with the correct contact in the company.
That's a great question, because in that came up asking me to send, I can add team members to that right there. So if I need to add, I forgot somebody, you can add it right inside there. You can remove someone, you can change details, and then send it. You don't have to go to Outlook and make a change. You make it right inside of Cowork, whatever you need. You make it in real time, hit send, it sends it to who you need to send it to.
Very cool. So we've been talking about a lot in our Copilot series and then our other AI, this governance layer. What do you need so that your AI is an A plus player on your team? So if you want Cowork to be an A player, not a B player or C player in your organization, you need to have good structure. You need to have governance. You need to know what AI people are using in your company, whether it's sanctioned, Claude, ChatGPT, Grok, Steak, or is it unsanctioned? Know who's using AI and for what. You need to have good metadata. You need to have your important company documents and somewhere. You need to put it somewhere. You need to label it. It needs to be clear. You can't have you can't have 4 versions of your handbook. You need to have the current one, put it somewhere, make it authoritative, and get rid of the junk, or your AI won't know the difference. If you have brand guidelines for your company, certain colors, certain fonts, you need to have that document. You need to make sure the old ones are gone, not available to AI, and you need to make sure it knows how to get there. If you have processes in your company, if you have policies, if you have procedures, any of these things that you need in your company to succeed, you need to have them clean, tidy, organized for your AI. You also need that for your just regular company in general, right? Like you need that for your team members. You need that for the organizations that are auditing you or checking your compliance. All of these things are important. You've got to eat your veggies in the AI space to get the benefit. And this is the part of it. The AI governance layer is the piece of that. And it is a journey that we are on right now at amshot, helping our clients get their governance layer, put it in, get it working, organize it, teach them how to use it, make sure Copilot's ready for it. Then you can build agents. You can have these Copilot scenarios, Coworks. You can orchestrate agents. You can do all of this stuff on a good foundation.
Michael, covering one of our employees that's out on PTO, and I needed to know our process on how to do his work. So since amshot has been creating all of these process documents and everything else, I just went into Copilot and said, hey, I don't know the process on how to, should I create a new ticket? Should I create a status? Should I create the category? What do I do in this instance? It was able to go through and check our process library, our Teams chats, our emails, and came back and gave me the exact that I need to take in this instance to complete the work and make sure it was submitted right. And it was 100% accurate. So that was that win yesterday.
Amazing, right? What do we keep saying this year? Improvisation as a strategy is dead. We are both good at improv. We can step into a situation, figure it out, and get through it. But we shouldn't use that as our default skill. It's so amazing to be able to pop into Copilot and be like, hey, how do we do this? Remind me, and it will tell you do this and this. And you are off to the races. You have saved so much time in trying to think through how could you handle this in an innovative way. We create these documents, we create these processes for a reason so that the work's consistent and getting better. So super exciting. So Copilot answers. That's what we talked about before, right? Answers questions, simple things. Copilot can assist inside your apps. Ask Copilot in Outlook, a question about Outlook, it's going to help you out. Cowork executes. It is when the work has steps, context, coordination, and an outcome that you need done. It is where people want to be. This is what AI is all about. Copilot was a novelty, great expert opinion, super cool to recount a process for you really quick, draft something new. Cowork executes. And as these systems, you put them and integrate them into your day-to-day, you will be able to add other applications. You'll be able to tie in to your ERP, your CRM, your PSA tool, your EHR, whatever those tools are, you can start having Cowork execute other systems. So exciting. All right, that is the end of our webinar. We'll have another one next month. Who knows what it'll be about? Something super cool. If you have requests, don't hesitate to email me, call me. We really appreciate having everyone here. Are there any questions, or does anybody want us to show you anything else?
So far, there's no questions, but I'm watching the chat. Feel free to pop them in there if anyone has anything.
Sounds like we're done. Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. You are an expert webinar guest. I will have you on as often as you want. Me and Drew and Ian were the face of amshot because we're so good looking.
There is one thing that did we already shut down? Okay, so there is and I know a lot of people are using it. One of the good things is your executive summaries, or I built my own that looks at my planner board, my calendar, my Teams messages, my emails, and really gives me a daily summary. I have it run at 6:30 every morning. So when I come in, I can review it and not have to go to all my different systems and say, where am I at? What am I doing? Gives me a very clear outline of my day. And even at the bottom, I prompted it to say, hey, what is my highest priority? Where should I start for the day? That way I'm not deciding on my own going, okay, what do I think is the most important? And then it runs again every day at 3 o'clock. So before I'm leaving for the day, before I get out of here, I read through it again. Did I miss a message from somebody? Is something needed? And I have it help me with that to where every day, and it's actually streamlined my brain from going, okay, what am I missing? It's actually calmed it down a little bit to where now I just read that and I'm like, okay, I still want to go check Outlook. I still want to check Teams. I want to verify that it's working, but it gives me such a better outline than me just going through and looking through Outlook or looking through Teams and trying to catch up.
And you've actually gone around the office and you've built this for multiple people on our team, and it is being received really well. I know Ayana is loving it. Our journey is the journey that we're taking our clients on. And as these features come out, as these capabilities come out, we are learning them and sharing these capabilities with our clients. And that's our job. One thing I like to say about a good IT firm is we're like magicians. We need to deliver magic to our clients. When I first started 20 years ago, the magic was different. It was a different magic. It was, can I see my documents from my lake house, from the office? That was magic. Can I get my contacts to sync in Outlook and my phone? Man, wow, that's magic. Can I get my emails to, if I read one and it gets marked red at the office, is it going to sync to my phone and my laptop? Yes, that's magic. Then the magic was the cloud. How are you switching and not buying tens of thousands of dollars worth of servers, and instead you're investing into operations and software? And that was magic. Delivering these apps, and the first time someone could see multiple people in an Excel document editing it at the same time, right? Where you can see who's in this cell, who's in that cell. Well, magic that. And those features took a year to come out, 2 years to get adopted, 3 years. AI is moving so fast that the magic is changing. And it's our mission to stay ahead of what our customers need. And we are really focusing on that through training and through conference attendance. And it's been the most exciting and wild journey. I've never seen technology move this fast, but yet I've never seen technology be so rewarding to so many people. So really fun journey. Thank you, Becca. Thank you, Janelle.
Another question. So it says, can it see external contacts calendars for scheduling?
You cannot. So you would have to put that into the prompt and say, I want to invite these external users, suggest a few times that work for our team that they can pick from. So it can't do that.